Okay, we are live. Tina, how you doing?
Hey, I'm great. How are you
You
today?
great? Huh?
I'm great. I'm wonderful.
All right. That's what's up. That's what's up. So I guess technically this is your first live show.
Yes.
Your other shows we were taped to live. I'm pulling the curtain back, letting people see. Yes, your other shows were taped live. So now you are live.
Live,
How does
live
it feel to be live?
in person. The same.
Does it feel the same?
Yeah.
All right. So for people that have never seen you before, seeing you for the first time, what is happening right now?
What's happening right now?
What is Her Epiphany?
Her Epiphany is a new podcast speaking on uh, entrepreneurship, family life, business, all different types of dynamics of our Black culture.
Okay. Be clear. Be clear.
Be clear.
No, that's what's up.
Love, relationships, um, also family.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you know all about these things?
I lived it. Did
Okay.
you?
Yeah, of course. Everybody living. All right. So what made you want to do this show?
I've been wanting to do it for a while. And I just woke up one day and was like, okay, it's time. You
It's
know,
time.
speaking on uh, life and challenges, experiences,
Okay. All right.
success.
All right. So you're gonna have a guest later on today.
Yes.
Um and all of that. So her epiphany, hair epiphany, like what is the difference? Because sometimes you kind of interchange those things.
I
What
did.
what is the what is the difference? Hair epiphany, her epiphany.
Her Epiphany is my new podcast,
Okay.
speaking on, life, entrepreneurship, family, love, relationships. And Hair Epiphany is my salon.
Okay. So you got a hair salon and you got a podcast. So you got the hair salon. Where is the hair salon?
The hair salon is located at 6524 Ricestown Road, Baltimore,
Okay.
Maryland.
Okay.
It is located inside of Salon Plaza. Like I said, I started across the street. I had my own building, and then I moved across the street to the plaza. Love it. It's more personable.
Yeah. Because it's more intimate.
Yes, more intimate with my clients. They love it
So
as well.
you've done the salon, and then now you're doing the suites type of thing, and you like the personal. So, but see, I do they still come through like with the purses and the clothes and all that? Like they still do that?
No,
You
no.
remember when that was a thing, though?
Yeah, that was the thing. That was the
Yeah,
best thing ever. I still miss it to this day.
yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
can put their hands on the good stuff anymore.
So now it's just you and your clients in there, just like talking, and
Yeah,
would you like watch the TV? Y'all listening to Alexa? Like, what are y'all doing?
it's not just clients. It's more like family. They become your family. They
But I'm
become
saying it's just y'all in there, right? It's just you and the person getting their hair done.
right. So they schedule an appointment and they come in. Most of the time it's one on one. Sometimes it could be 2, 3, 4 people in there. But most of the time I try to schedule one on one unless there's, an event going on or a holiday.
Right. And then like the clients, like are you able to get new clients, or is the clients a word of mouth? Like how does that like part
All
go?
the time, referrals, uh,
Mhm.
not so much walk-ins. We do mainly, appointment only. However, I get a lot of referrals as well as, people who go to my Facebook, Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, so of course, social media is such a big part of everything that we do now.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I said social media is such a big part of everything that we do now. So
Yeah.
you use social media a lot.
Yeah, I use social media a lot. Trying to get really back into it because of COVID. COVID put a damper on a lot of things.
Sure.
Yeah, we had to stop working for like a year and a half.
What? It was that long?
Yeah, it was
So
almost
it's
a
like,
year.
what did you do? That's kind of
Oh,
crazy.
I tried to keep working, at first, and then I started getting like little, feelings like, I might be catching it from somebody. So I was like, I
You
can't do
thought,
it.
you felt like you was getting the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah,
It was
no.
all in your mind.
They kept begging me, and I was like, "No, I'm shut down. I can't. I didn't want to catch COVID. I'm sorry.
Did
Too many
you
people
ever?
were. No, I never had COVID. Not one.
What?
Where's the wood at?
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. Okay. See, now it's mild, so it's just like even if you was to get it now, it's so mild now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty much, everybody's taking down the plexiglass. Um, I have some clients that struggle and, with the mask on. Not
Uh-huh.
many. A lot of people are just over it. Um, I choose not to do it because, I'm in the beauty industry as well as, it it does a lot to your skin, your breathing. So I had to back away from it
What?
prayerfully.
What
I
does
wouldn't catch it.
so wait, now you lost me. What does something to your
The
makeup?
mask, the mask.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Some
The mask.
clients still walk in, but I can't work in a mask. So
Hmm. So, did you ever work in a mask?
yeah, when we first came back from COVID,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I was still afraid I was going to catch it.
So was you spraying down your groceries and all that, and like just going overboard with it?
I was spraying down everything. I still do.
That is so
I
freaking.
have boys.
That is so crazy. Okay, so all right, so Hair Epiphany is your hair. Her Epiphany, yeah, right? I got that right.
I
No,
didn't hear anything you said.
okay. Hair Epiphany, Her Epiphany, got it.
Right. Correct.
Okay, okay. All right, all you. Go ahead.
Did you ask the question? I didn't.
I did
I
not.
didn't hear.
I did not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Hair Epiphany and Her Epiphany. Yeah, Hair Epiphany. I have been in business. Oh my gosh, over 20 years. Don't tell anybody. It's a
Over
good.
20 years.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. That's a good thing. 20
Her
and 20 more to go.
Her Epiphany is my new baby.
All right. Okay. Well, that's what's up. All right. So let's do this. Let's take a quick break and then let's come back with more of Her Epiphany.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Stay tuned.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.
Okay. We're back. We're back.
Yeah.
Diamond K Tina from Her Epiphany and Hair Epiphany. That's a tongue twister. You say that fast. It's a tongue twister.
Is it really?
Yeah, definitely.
So,
all right, go ahead.
So, have you ever like dealt with an ongoing barber like for years?
An ongoing like
Yeah.
a
Have you been with a
long-term barber?
for a long time?
No,
Yeah.
I have not.
No.
I mean, I know a lot of people that have, and of course, I've been into a lot of barbershops.
Right.
Yeah, I love the barbershop, but yeah. So I never had an ongoing barber though. Nope.
Why?
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 I just never did. I never did. Never.
So you cut your own hair?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Never thought about becoming a barber?
Yeah, absolutely. I did. I worked in a shop before.
Oh really?
This is a less known fact about me. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I worked in a shop before. Yeah.
How long?
And
How long?
how long ago?
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like sweeping the floors,
No. Cutting.
cutting hair.
Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, I was like 18. Yeah.
awesome! I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't talk about it a lot because it is that I don't know. So it was really crazy because ultimately I am slow, right? I really like to take my time and do things. And in the barbershop,
Goodness.
that is not the place. So I cut my hair. I will take a long time. And when you cut somebody get in your chair, what I mean, it's not like they don't want you rush and do it, but you know what I mean? It's just and so that was a thing. Time was a thing as far as the amount of time that I spent on an individual client. That was an issue. But then it's just I'll tell you one thing. I messed up somebody's hair once. One time I messed up somebody's hair.
Barbershop.
In the barbershop. Yes.
Oh, the movie barbershop.
Huh? I was in a hood barbershop too. Now, here's the thing about it. I'd never talk about this. I messed this one person's hair up. And so here's what I did. For those that know hair and cutting and all that kind of stuff. Now you can do this in certain circumstances, but if you do this, you have to make adjustments. And I didn't make adjustments. I panicked when I did it, right?
Right.
So I cut his hair in the crown against the grain. Okay. So cutting against the grain means that you're cutting the hair in a different direction than.
You got some knowledge.
Huh? I was licensed. Yes. Okay. So yeah. But here's the thing. I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a minute. Okay. Right. So I'm just explaining this for people that don't know. So I cut against the grain. So you took off more hair than you wanted to, and this was in the crown, and so it made it look like he had a bald spot, right? And I was giving him a regular, and so it screwed up. I panicked, and he was saying it was taking too long. I didn't have enough time to finish it, so I just sit there. He just went home. He did not see the back of his hair until he got home. Okay,
you didn't tell him.
I couldn't tell him. He was rushing me. I was a kid. He was grown. It was too much pressure. And he came back the next day. He was pissed. Okay, I fixed it the next day.
You let it hit the floor, or you put it in your pocket?
No, it hit the floor. It hit the floor. It definitely hit the floor. You know what I mean? But he came back. I fixed it. You know what I mean? Whatever. That was cool. But ultimately, my journey was music and communications and entertainment and DJing and radio. That was not my journey. So and I knew that then. So I found it out early. Yeah, I found it early. So perfect. Yes. All right. So yeah, well, we can talk about that whole another day. But yeah, you just got exclusive.
You learn something new every day. I didn't know you were a barber.
Yeah, we can have that conversation. We can have that conversation another day. So let's do this. You want to take a break and then come back with your guest?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do that. So we're gonna take a break, and then on the other side, be back with your guest. What's the name of your show, by the way?
Her Epiphany. We'll be back with Mr. Valdez.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African American owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.
Visit ONFIRE-TV.com for live top stories, breaking news, and original shows.
This is Tina, y'all. We're back with Mr. Valdez, Antonio Valdez. How are you today? Your mic?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Hey, how are you today?
I'm good.
Good. Thanks for coming.
Huh?
Thanks for coming today.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, what are we getting into right here? I see we have some wine.
Yeah, I have one of my wines, which is the Shiraz that I'm sipping on with a cigar. Usually pad it up with a nice cigar.
Okay. So, do you do cigars and wine?
No, I smoke cigars, but I don't sell cigars.
Right. So, what about this wine here?
The wine.
What
This
about
is one of my red wines. It's kind of a full body red, semi-sweet. But if you like, it's kind of like on the dry side at the same time,
right?
Kind of in the middle. So if you like dry wines with just a little bit of sweetness, this is the one for you. It's a Shiraz, but it also comes completely dry as well.
Awesome. So let's go back. Let's talk about how you got your business started.
It says you muted my mic. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I can hear
you. I hear you. Okay. Basically, I started making wine in 2015, just like as a hobby. And around 2016, I started doing the paint and sip events. I bought all my equipment, and I started doing paint and sips and private wine tasting for people. And I had another company, which was a delivery company, and I was doing pretty good. But what happened was the middleman that we were working through for the contract was stealing the contractor's money. So one day I got fed up, and I had two vans running. I put one of my vans down. Well, I set set my driver out in the van, and then I put my van down, and I went out and just started promoting, doing events. I set up a weekend event for that weekend, and I did so good. So I basically went back the next week and went cold turkey and quit the delivery service completely, and just started doing events, like on the weekends, and then I started getting some business ones like during the week. But it kind of took off pretty faster than I thought, so I didn't have to do the delivery stuff no more. And I was able to do, like, I'll do a paint and sip, and everybody gets the wine free.
Okay.
So I charge a fee per person, and then you get unlimited glasses. You get a wine tasting, then you get unlimited glasses while we paint. And then I do another, which is the wine tasting. Then it turned into doing weddings. It turned into doing a lot of vendor events. So it kind of just spun off in different places, but it was all good.
Okay, so where did you start off? Where did you originate from?
Start off in pretty much Baltimore.
Okay.
Baltimore County. I lived in Baltimore County, but I was basically circulating all the different salons, all the different counties nearby, and then I worked my way over to DC area, PG County area, and kind of just did a lot of networking with people. So the events started taking off, and before I know it, I was having a crew going here. I have a crew going meet me and my daughter would go do this event. Then I had somebody else doing another event, and it kind of just took off quicker than I thought it was. And it's still the pandemic slowed it down a little bit, but
right,
it's still doing pretty good.
So how did you do business during the pandemic?
I didn't. Pretty much things slowed down to a halt, to a stop during the pandemic. But I was fortunate enough that I saved a lot, so I was able to still, maintain my bills and things like that during the pandemic.
We would just had that conversation to where I had to stop. I think a lot of people were sitting back like, how am I going to be able to maintain once, we open back up?
I mean, it's a blessing for me that I was able to, I was pretty much save, and not splurge too much. So I was able to still maintain my bills. But after it was up, it was like, doors open. I got to get out here. So, I began to start doing events again.
Okay. So with the wine tasting business, you started your event business?
Yeah, basically it was an event business altogether.
Okay.
So I did between wine tasting, paint and sips, and wine catering. So if you have a wedding, you got so many guests, you just pay me X amount of dollars to come there and just serve your guest wine.
Okay.
So then I did custom parties where I did a real big one over in I think it was Waldorf, and the lady wanted she wanted a live band. So with my festivals, I have a lineup of bands that I use, and I used one of my bands with her to do her party. She wanted unlimited hookah. She wanted unlimited wine. I had vendors there. I had a big blow up TV screen projector for her audience. So it was a real nice party with a lot to do. So I kind of used that for her.
All.
Huh?
You provide it all for any
event?
event?
Yeah, I supplied it all. Yeah, pretty much.
So
you have to customize your party to, basically on your budget, on how big and how extravagant you want it.
So your brand is Antonio Valdez.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for your wines and also your events.
Yeah, Antonio Valdez and Antonio Valdez events. Antonio Valdez wine, Antonio Valdez event.
What type of wines do you serve at these events?
I will do. I fluctuate between, I want to say 13 different types of wines and sangrias. So I always have one or two reds, which will be Cabernet Sauvignon, Shiraz, Merlot, or Pinot Noir, and then I also do a sweet red. So I always keep these two reds, and then I will always have about two sangrias, and that will be between green apple sangria, peach sangria, watermelon sangria, or strawberry kiwi sangria. And then I'll do one or two white wines, which will always be either Riesling, which is I do a pineapple Riesling and a strawberry Riesling, or I'll do what is the other one? Pinot Grigio, or what's the other white one that I do on a regular? Or Coconut Wazoo, which is a citrus wine. It's kind of like a summertime wine, but it's made of the Wazoo. It looks like a lemon and a lime. So I make wine out of that, and I just add a hint of coconut, and that's a really big hit for a lot of women for the summertime, because it's kind of really islandy taste, citrus taste. Yeah. But I always keep between those. I keep between 4 and 7 wines on deck to do events.
All right. So what's your favorite?
I love the reds. The reds is my favorite. Even though I love the sangrias, I like all of them, but I'm a big red wine drinker. So I love all my reds. They're my favorites. Even though I love the pineapple Riesling. I like the stronger wines. When I started drinking wines when I was younger, I want to say about 17, 18, I started drinking Merlot.
Okay.
Because Merlot had one of the highest alcohol tolerance. I mean, alcohol
percentage
value per volume in between the reds. So alcohol, they usually run between 15 to 18 alcohol value to so you really feel it. You didn't have to drink the whole bottle. So I really like the reds.
Merlot is dry. Is that more dry?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty much. It comes mostly dry. I never had a sweeter Merlot, but I'll do dries and I do sweets. I mean semi-sweets, because most of the people that at events, like most of the black people, for real, let's keep it real, like semi-sweet wines or sweet wines. Every now and then, it's only like 10% or 5% that likes dry that I've come across.
So with wines, if you have more sweet, then it makes it lower in the percentage of alcohol.
No, it doesn't. It's just that people have a misconception that if it doesn't taste sweet, then it's stronger, but that's not true. The wine,
Right.
all of them come out the same, but we have to go back and re-sweeten it for it to be sweet because the process, the yeast eats the alcohol, the yeast eats the sugar, and that byproduct is alcohol. So once all the wines are finished, they all are completely dry. You have to go back and re-sweeten it if you want it to be sweet or semi-sweet. So it's the same alcohol value. It's just that you got a little sweetness with it.
Okay. So I've seen where some sweets were like 5%, 7%, and then the dries are higher.
That depends on the grape. What grape you use. Certain grapes come out with a different yield. Like Riesling put out a high alcohol value for a white wine, but most white wines are not that strong. But the reds kind of put out a higher yield, which is a higher alcohol value. So like it depends. It solely depends on the grape because different grapes have different amount of sugar in it. So that's what determines the alcohol value.
So what type of grape do you think is the best for wine?
Okay, a lot of people don't know it, but the name of the wines are that grape. So for you, like you said, Merlot, that's actually a grape. It's a Merlot grape. Riesling, that's a grape. That's a white grape. Pinot Noir, that's a grape. Pinot Grigio is a white grape. Cabernet Sauvignon, that's a red grape. So all of the names start off with the name of that grape. And I try to teach my peoples when they be saying it, you already saying the name, what grape that grape is. That's the name of that grape. It starts off with the name of the grape. Huh?
They don't know that, and they just think it's the name of the wine.
That's the name of the grape.
You give classes on different types of wine.
I've done pairing for I used to do like parties with chefs where I pair up a certain wine with a dinner that they're making. Like I had one in Baltimore, I think it was 2019 or 18, and she wasn't a chef, but she did like catering for different people, and she did a really nice I want to say she did lamb chop. You got lamb chops and crab cake, whole meal, and then I paired up wine with it. So I always do stuff like that for different chef or different caterers.
So do you do like a package when it comes to the chefs, or
what we do is a wine dinner, and where we have a live band. You pay for the ticket and you get the dinner included. So they ran about, I think, between $45 and $65 depending on what dinner you pick. So you got dinner, you got catered dinner, served dinner, you got a live band, you got wine tasting, and you got your wine was included.
So where do you hold events now?
You said whether I do what?
Where do you hold your events now? Are they based here in Baltimore, or have you relocated?
I relocated to Georgia, and I'm started picking up where I'm located. I'm in South Georgia, but I started doing events in nearby city, which is a city that's an hour and a half away, which is Savannah. I've done a few paint and sips there so far. Another city called Hinesville, I did a wine tasting for a New Year's Eve party there. And I'm also networking in Atlanta, which is 3 hours away from me. So people don't know me down here. So I'm still picking up doing events up north as well. So my daughter's up there, my son is up there. So when I pick up wine tasting or paint and sips, I'll either go up there or I'll have them do it. If it's a wine tasting, they can do it. So I'll ship them what they need and they'll handle the wine tasting. But if it's a paint and sip, I got to kind of take my van because everything is in my van and go do the event. So I'm still doing events in Maryland, PG County, Baltimore, as well as even Delaware. I did events in Delaware. On down, I can kind of work from Delaware on down. Even Pennsylvania, I've done wine tasting in Pennsylvania as well. So wherever the people's at on the East Coast, pretty much, if it's, as long as I got a decent amount of people, I'm there. It has to be at least 20 people per event.
So how can people book you?
By calling my number or hit me on IG or Facebook, which is under Antonio Valdez Wines.
So one question: how did you get your wine? How did you get into wine?
it was a hobby. Like I always like wine. I like wine more than I like liquor, and I always ever since I started drinking, I could say I kind of my father was deep into the red wines, and he kind of introduced me to the red wines. They're probably like 14, 15. You know, back then you drunk early, it wasn't no thing. So at least with my father anyway. So he introduced me to some. My first wine I ever drunk was a Riuniti. It was like a sweet wine, Lambrusco. That was the name of it. That's actually the name of that grape, and that's the name of that wine. That was one of the first ones I like. It's kind of a bubbly red wine. It was really, really good. I love the way it tastes. And then as I got older, I started experimenting with, and I fell into the Merlots and the Cabernets and stuff like that. And then I learned to appreciate the dry wines. But I started doing. I started. I had an uncle who made. He was older, but he made moonshine, and he kind of gave me a lesson on how to make wine. It was similar to making moonshine. And once he gave me that lesson, I started dipping and dabbing and kind of testing it out, and I got good at it. So when I had different functions at my house in Baltimore, people would come over like, well, could I take a bottle of that with me? They was like, and I was like, yeah, I got plenty of it. And people just started grabbing. Every time I had function, they would just grab the wine. I was like, okay, this seems like something I can do. And then after that, I just thought, like I said, I started doing events, and it just took off.
Okay, so your uncle was pretty much your mentor.
Yeah, I mean, I still do learning on my own, but he kind of gave me the basis of wine making and fermenting and sanitizing and stuff like that.
Is he from down south?
Is he from where? He passed away.
Is he from down south, or he just learned on his own?
To Maryland. I don't know what year he moved in, but it was a long time ago. But he just gave me some lessons, and I kind of went from there.
Okay. So it was nice having this interview with you today. Could you give everybody your information for Instagram? Are you on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. I'm on fan page. I mean, I'm what is it? Fan base. I'm on Instagram, and I'm on IG. Is Antonio Valdez. She has my email posted. I think did you post my email? You can find about my number, but it's Antonio Valdez. And my email is Antonio Valdez 3 @gmail.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll be looking forward to having an event with you sometime soon, hopefully when you come back to Baltimore.
Quite often. Like I said, I'm still doing events up there. I have a wine festival coming down here in Georgia, which is April the 2nd. It'll be my first one on my property. And I purchased 15 acres to start doing events and start building a winery down here in Georgia. So that's where I'm at now. But I'm having my first event, which will be April the 2nd. It's called Afro Soul Music Fest. And we have a live band, a great band coming from Atlanta. And we have vendors. We have a cigar RV coming. We have the different food trucks coming as well. So people are liking the concept, because where I'm at, it's nothing down here for Black people. In the city where I'm at, they don't have a lot of events for us, which is Afro based events.
Public.
But like I said, it's gonna be soul food music. A nice band coming from Atlanta, and it's gonna be real nice. So I'm looking to get more vendors. Still looking for more vendors for the event as well. But you can also contact me at 443-762-4444.
What type of people are you looking for?
Just all kinds. We have some people that does the shea butter, makeup. We have a vendor that does sweet buns. She does all kinds of sweet buns. We have a vendor that does funnel cakes. Yeah, so I'm looking for, and basically whatever you got business, just bring it. Like before when I did them in Maryland, I still do them up in Maryland as well. We have realtors that get tables. We have tax people to get tables. We have about 30 vendors when I do events in Maryland. So I will be doing something this spring in Maryland as well. because I still have a lot of people that love to come to events. Our last event up there was like 300 people. So
this event open to the public, like people from anywhere?
yeah, I do something called Wine, Jazz, and Hats in the Park. So everybody pretty much rock hats and come to bring your lawn chair and come and just enjoy yourself.
How can people, is your event in May?
April, the second one is in May. I'm ready to put together another one for Maryland for late April, but I'm still negotiating with this venue that I'm using up there, the outdoor venue. But all my events are also listed on Eventbrite at Antonio Valdez.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody can go to Eventbrite to get their tickets.
To get that ticket as well. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's post it. And you're welcome back anytime.
Hate it. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'll be trying to get some of that wine soon. You have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
That was cool. That was cool.
Did you want me to close out?
We're still live. We're still live.
Oh.
All right. So that was cool. That was a very nice conversation.
Yes, it was. So he's having events all over now.
Yeah, absolutely. From Baltimore and branching out and doing big things. So that's wonderful.
That's awesome.
All right. So you talked about him. How can folks get in touch with you with regards to Her Epiphany and Hair Epiphany?
Her Epiphany on Instagram, Her Epiphany, and Facebook, Her Epiphany, YouTube, Her Epiphany, and also Hair Epiphany is on Instagram, Facebook, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, so you'll be back next week, next Sunday.
I'll be next Sunday at 2:30.
Correct.
We'll have more guests for you next week.
All right, sounds good. All right, well, see you next week.
See you next week. This is Tina from Her Epiphany. Enjoy your weekend.